And we are live, guys. We'll wait on a couple of people to trickle in from Bobby's stream. Figure we'll wait until they got finished up. Great chat tonight, by the way. And what you wearing tonight, Jason?
Well, I'm wearing my Zelos swordfish, the bronze 40 millimeter.
Okay, the red dial.
No, the salmon dial.
Okay. Oh, you got the salmon dial in too.
Yeah,
Nice,
the salmon dial. Yeah.
nice. I'm wearing the that new Pagani Designs the Explorer 2 It's just actually a decent looking watch. What's up, Bruce? How you doing, bud? It's actually a decent looking
Hey, Bruce.
watch for the $150 that it costs. A Seiko NH movement. Of course, it's an exact copy of a Explorer 2, but for 150 bucks, you can't really beat it. What's up, Underachieving Watch Collector? Hey, Bruce. Hey, Six Killer. What's up, Roy the Tiger? How you guys doing? Figure we do kind of a little impromptu post Bobby Leg stream here since we were both up and free. So I'm still going to maintain my usual time throughout the week too, though 4 p.m. Eastern, Tuesday to Friday. Trying to maintain more of a
Hey,
set
everyone.
schedule of that stuff. But what you got any incomings, Jason?
Excuse me. Sorry.
You got any incomings for the channel or for review, or do you have any incomings for your personal collection you're looking at?
You mean like plans to buy the next purchase?
Yeah.
Well, it's still the Seamaster 300M, but I connected with Megan like earlier today and asked her if she could suggest to me some vintage watches under 5K.
Okay.
And yeah, because I think I'm getting that close to pull the trigger, so I might as well look for alternatives if there's something that could sway my opinion. Otherwise, I'll just go with the S&P 300.
Okay. Nice. I think you'll definitely like the S&P 300 because I had that. I had the Omega for a while. I don't know if you remember. I had the Seamaster, the non-wave dial. Great
Yeah,
watch. The only thing that turned me off, of course, was the helium escape valve.
yeah. At first, I kind of thought that's going to turn me off also. And you know me, I mean, I like symmetry and all that. But it kind of warmed up on me, and even the symmetry, I kind of changed my perception on that because like if you look at it from right to left, I mean you have a crown on the right and you have a crown
Mm-hmm.
also on the left. It's just slightly skewed, but it's still a balance. So I could live with it. And again, like what I said, after wearing that on the wrist, that's when it really like clicked. And even if
Okay.
I saw the other colorways, it's the one with the silver dial and the blue bezel. That's the one that's really like capturing me.
Nice.
Hey, Dane's up.
What's up, Dane? Of course, he had to say Zelos. So I had a comment on one of my older videos. I think it might have been live stream where you and I were talking. Somebody commented that Zelos was owned by Fossil. I was like, no, I
No,
think you're confusing them with Zodiac, maybe.
I think Zodiac. Yeah, Zodiac was by the Fossil Group. I think that's it. Not Zelos.
Yeah. Which I guess
Zelos,
I
Dane.
get the Z.
Zelos.
I guess there's not too many watches with Z's brands: Zenith, Zodiac, Zelos.
Yeah, yeah,
So
but they're totally different.
yeah, oh
Totally
yeah,
different.
definitely. What's you doing? All right, Dane. So that's good. I'm sure it's probably hot down there. Is it hot down your way, Jason?
No, not really. It's kind of fair. It was partly cloudy today. It was nice.
Nice, nice. No real topic tonight, of course. Just figured we'd come on for a few minutes and chat. Like I said, they had a great live stream tonight. They were talking about a couple other videos. I managed to catch Ben's video too. I've seen some of his stuff. Ben Arthur. I sometimes I think he's a little too over the top though.
Well, I think that's his take. That's his flavor.
Yeah.
And that's his channel's personality. Like
Hmm.
Jory, time teller, he's kind of like over. Yeah, he's kind of like over the top too at times,
Hmm.
but he's more angry over the top. Ben's like hammy over the top, and and all that. But I appreciate his presentation. I appreciate
Yeah.
his content value. I mean, his production
Oh
value
yeah.
is
Yeah.
really
He
really
does
good.
great editing.
Yeah. However, I did not fully agree with what he's saying with that list. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I hate his list. I actually checked myself if I'm I'm part of them,
Hmm.
and maybe I am in a way. I must admit, but I would like to think that it's not something that's egregious or something that the viewers would mind. I mean, one of his takes was yeah, when you unbox and you had to wear it like for a long time, like for a week at least, to
Hmm.
give like a genuine opinion about the watch. I do not fully agree with that. I agree with that to a certain degree. I understand why he's saying that, because that is true. You need to like spend the more time you spend with the watch, the more you see its different characteristics, and the more that you truly understand what you're trying to bring to the audience. If you say like, oh yeah, the metal is like fine to finish, but you never really had the chance to watch or to look at all of the nooks and crannies of the watch, then how can you say that? That's true. I li- I fully agree with that. But you don't really need to spend that much time with a watch to understand what the watch
Yeah.
is. You
And
know?
Bobby brought up a good point. Sorry to interrupt, but Bobby also brought up a good point. Like he reviewed all kind of different types of Islander watches. Like
Mm-hmm.
I own the Islander watch, and then that I've had a couple different ones of those in. Or like in the cases of the Zen, like Peter lent me in the Zen 104. I had owned a previous Zen 104. He lent in the White Dial. So I feel like you don't have to have like if you've already had experience with that watch or that brand. I kind of feel like you can kind of comment on it already.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's all subjective as well. I could spend like a week with a watch, but really did not spend a week with a watch, because if you're going to spend a week or even a day with a watch, you're at the very least spending 8 hours a day with a watch, and then you multiply that by seven, and that's what you call a week, right? But
Hmm.
let's be honest here. If I was at home for like 12 hours and been wearing the watch and been reviewing it, would actually like dive in, do the measurements, do all of the facets, and examine all of the different functions of the watch, I could do that in 12 hours. I don't need a week for that,
Yeah.
right?
Exactly. And then I can automatically tell, like I could already tell when I unboxed the Picani, like I could already tell what I liked about it, what I didn't like about it within the first, couple minutes of owning it.
Yeah. But I get what Ben's saying. It's really
Yeah.
about establishing a trust. Well, wait. I saw Dane's comment there. Hold that. That's a next topic. I want to talk about that. But
What's up,
going
JCB? How you doing, bud?
AJCB. So I'm gonna talk about that later. But going back to Ben's video, it's really about the trust that you can establish with
Hmm.
the audience. If you can do that by skipping some of Ben's points, there's nothing bad at that, right? Because
Yeah.
you still establish a trust with the audience. The problem there is when you break that trust because of one of those points that Ben mentioned.
Hmm.
That's where the problem sprouts up. Now, if you can try and be as honest as you can, but yeah, like Wilson said, no, I think Craig G said, there's a lot of gray area in life, in life in general. The way that Ben presented it is like black and white. Well, maybe not like the way that Ben intended it to be, but it
Hmm.
kind of comes across as that. That it's like the end all be all of of lists,
Hmm.
right? And that's why I said, like, look, if you really want to like establish something that's like trustworthy, have an institution that's outside of YouTube completely, and establish these guidelines. If it's coming from Ben, it's still coming from a YouTuber, right?
Who's probably gotten paid for reviews before.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, I mean, I'm not saying that he's done it, but
Hmm.
let's just go by with that video as well. Why do you release these videos? Let's be honest there. It's to
For
get
views.
views, right? Yeah, to get views. So
Hmm.
you have an incentive, you have an agenda in the issue. If you really want to be like completely out of it, then have someone who is completely out of the issue, who has no benefit by establishing a standard.
Hmm.
I mean, I have no problem with that. If you really want to be like a level playing field, then have that. Then have someone who has the journalistic view. That's why sometimes I have like, I value more the views of people like the what you call it, New York Times, who doesn't really have a focus on watches, but they're just on the outside observing. And when they really wanted to dive in, they're going to do the research, and they're going to give their honest opinion, right?
Yeah.
But they're outside. They're not from YouTube. They can
Hmm.
give their opinion, and that can be something of value to others. But you know what? Like again, what I said, regardless of where the opinion is coming from, regardless of where the list is coming from, it's all about the trust. If the audience trusts you, that's fine. If they're like what they said, like TGBs, like getting hit by all of these other call outs, then there's nothing that TGB can do. I mean, he
Yeah.
just needs to regain that trust.
Definitely. Hey, Clam Walker. Hey, Joe. How you guys doing?
Hey,
But
everybody.
yeah, definitely. And then I also know some YouTubers that put out content every day. And like Bobby also said, we know who we're talking about. I would trust his word over probably 90% of the other YouTubers just because the experience that he has with the different watches, you know?
Yeah, very true. I mean, he trusts that YouTuber, so
Hmm.
he'll just keep watching, and that's what
Hmm.
I do. I do that too. Sometimes with with people that are the same people that Ben is like targeting. You know what? I still watch them anyway.
Exactly. And I use YouTube as a reference point, at least like when before I buy a watch, like I'll probably like the rest of you guys, I'll watch as many videos as I can on the watch just to see what it looks like, what I think it'll look like. And then now I've gotten a lot of experience with different watches. I can kind of guesstimate how it will fit on my wrist. So that's what I like. I use YouTube as a reference point. Like I don't really get into whether I can care less whether they've been paid or not paid or given for free, whatever. I just use YouTube more or less as like a reference point for that stuff.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, I get it also what that you have to disclaim whether it's a paid promotion or sponsored or whatnot. I mean, I get that, and I fully agree with that because that's what most people would actually want to see. That's why YouTube has that feature, you know.
Hmm.
But if you
Thanks,
don't mention it or if you forgot, I'm not gonna hold you up to it.
thanks, Des. Appreciate the super chat, bud. Des, he works with me at Lowe's.
Nice, nice.
So, but yeah, that's the one thing too. It's just all about who you trust, also, and you can tell pretty much, I think, by the enthusiasm of the reviewer too. Whether they're being paid or not, you can tell whether they like the watch or not. Basically,
Yeah,
but I know Dane had posted a question earlier about you're working on a project, designing a watch.
yeah. Well, actually, I want to clear things first. This is still at the very early stages. I have been in contact with some micro brand manufacturers, not just the micro brand itself, but I mean, unbeknownst to many, many of these micro brands are actually being produced by just a handful of actual factories, you know, and one of those actual factories I got a hold of, and they're willing to actually like review my design. They're willing to see how much it's going to cost, give me a quote so that we could actually launch a Kickstarter campaign.
Okay,
Now, let me switch on my. There we go. So that's like the watch that I've been like trying to design. There are
nice.
some challenges to this, and actually, I've changed my mind already. Like this part here, this is like the locking mechanism. So basically, let me see if I have it here.
Got the bullhead design, huh?
Yeah, it's a. I love a bullhead chronograph. It just makes sense, you know.
Classic vintage kind of 70s look, right?
Yeah, it just makes sense because it's really it's really for symmetry's sake, you know?
Hmm.
And that symmetry is something that that many enthusiasts like go for, and I like that. I mean that's what drew me into to watches also. But I understand that there are some challenges to it, and you might want to like have it in different positions so that you can wear it in different occasions or use it in different situations. And that's why I have that locking mechanism so that you can actually turn the watch or the chronograph on its side. And I posted that in a, I posted an animation in the Discord chat, and I don't have it here. I don't know why. Maybe I deleted the actual video. Yeah, it's not here anymore. But anyway, but the thing about it is like it's not only you can unlock it and you can move the whole chronograph module to a racing position. You know what Longines and Batcher and Constantine
Uh-huh.
popularized. You know that slanted chronograph position because when you are holding your hand on the wheel, it's slightly slanted. So the whole watch should be like um, upright in that kind of position, and that's really something that I really want to have and really design. It's the veteran consistent and the long jeans chronograph that had that the monopusher one is just it's just beautiful and it just makes sense. But at the same time, you could also move the chronograph to its regular position. I know that it's going to have like the 12 o'clock marker on the on the 3 o'clock and the 6 on the 9. But remember, did you see the Cartier cloche, whatever, balloon cloche, whatever it was that they released this year?
I think so,
That's,
yeah.
yeah, that's how um, some table clocks were used to be used back in the day. Like you can put it like this on your table, and you could use it as a table clock, right?
It's kind of like Seiko has that Jujaro design with for motorcycle riders. Have you seen that?
I've never seen that.
They have a
I've never.
Jujaro design. Thanks, Clam Walker. I appreciate it. Tell Lucian I said thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it,
Hey,
bud.
thanks for
But
thanks, Walker.
yeah, the Seiko actually has a Jujaro design for it.
Yeah, and I love that. I love that you can do that. But of course, for me to do that now with this kind of position, I'm gonna have to like remove this locking mechanism because otherwise it would be like standard. You see, like there's so many things, so many small things that you have to think about when you're designing a watch, and I'm having fun with that. I just wish that I had more time to develop it, but yeah, life gets in the way. I have videos to produce, so I'm gonna have to like keep on like working on this every small bit every day, and see what I can if I can really make one because I had a chance with that with Undone, but what they're able to give me is not really enough. You know, there it's really just printing here and there, like printing on the dial, printing on the back, like some switching of hands and all that. uh, I mean, that kind of customization that's fine, but that's not enough. I mean, I want something that's really custom, that's really me, that's really my design.
Keep
And
me posted because I'll definitely back the project.
yeah, well, I mean, I'm trying to get some input and advice also. Like James gave the advice that start with the VK64 Mecha Quartz. That way, it's a lot more accessible to many
Uh-huh.
people, and I fully agree with that. And if we need to do that, we'll do that so that it's like right around the $300 $400 price point.
Yeah.
The big thing really is how much it's going to cost to make that custom case because that case needs to be like a turning bezel, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
it needs to be like a bezel, but you need to be able to unlock it here from the chronograph itself.
Mm-hmm.
If the manufacturer can do that, that'd be great. or if they could like do something to cut costs, so be it, you know. But another thing that I'm considering is like in this design, you can see that there's no lugs. So you can imagine that it's like it really is like a stopwatch that the lugs are like underneath the case. I'm making another drawing that's going to have the lugs because that's what's the more traditional looking thing, you know. That most I like vintage watches and I want to appeal also to the vintage
Uh-huh.
watch scene.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah,
That's a cool.
I want to flesh it out a little bit more, and hopefully I can like have it funded and go in Kickstarter. I know like it's going to cost like just the tools to machine the case, but if I could like produce 5 pieces for review, I think that should be enough, and send it to bloggers. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, that's gone full circle at some point.
That's
Yeah.
that's that's awesome, man.
It's
Hopefully you
going to
can get
have
it
more
back.
challenges for sure. Like the biggest challenge would probably be the mystery dial because that's going to be like mounted at the very top of the at the chronograph hand is a mystery dial.
Hmm.
I don't know if the movement can handle the torque because
Gotcha.
when you reset it, it has to fly back to 12. But if the hand is not a hand, but it's a whole disc, I don't know if there's a movement out there that can handle that.
Chaz is
TGV could
saying
promote me.
TV.
I
He
don't know if
might
I can
be,
afford TGV at
as I
this point.
say, he might be a little expensive.
Look, if he's going to promote me, I don't mind if he disclose or not disclose if I paid him, but I don't know if I can afford him in the first place.
I'm sure Rob definitely would. Random Rob.
Oh, I'll probably look. I promised Dane if I'm able to produce a watch, a custom watch, I'm going to send Dane one free.
Nice. Some
Because he's really the one that like really kick-started me to making my own YouTube channel.
definitely nice. Somehow I got two icons in here. I had exited out and entered again.
Yeah,
I don't know how that
don't.
happened.
Thanks, Dane. Thanks for promoting it for free.
Yeah.
No, I promise that. If I ever make any watch, not just this watch, if any watch, I'm going to send Dane one as a token of gratitude. I still owe him like 2 dinners, so whenever we can fly to Florida, I could like make up on that promise.
Nice. Chad's from Berg saying he's owned two bullhead chronos and he loved both of them. I think it's a great idea.
Nice. Yeah, I mean,
So the bullheads are definitely popular right now.
yeah, you know,
Definitely.
here's the thing. Where's my other? Yeah, here. I Let me get my camera back. I bought this like I think 5 years ago. This is a Franken Seiko 6139. You know it's Franken, whatever. I originally wanted to buy the other 61. I think it's 6135, the one that's the coffee bullhead. At
Mhm.
that time, I just lost the bid, but I could have pulled the trigger on that. And since then, that that bullhead chronograph has skyrocketed in price. I couldn't afford it anymore.
Anything that's getting popular is going crazy now.
Yeah, I mean that's a speculative bubble for you. I've
It's
experienced that before with comic books. So
Citizen just came out with an interesting one, didn't they? Like a brown down one.
I didn't see that. I have to check it out. I'm so swamped with work, and I've been like trying to like finish this 100 video.
Uh-huh.
I still have like three sponsors to finish too. So
I hear you.
I'm getting more and more work, but I'm trying to
That's
see if
awesome.
I could like fulfill them. You know, I mean, I have these commitments to do.
Justin's saying that he thinks the key is not to speak about what she's like until after you pick them up. This is true.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But then if another YouTuber picks one up before you, and then
Yeah,
Video
well,
is it.
I'm late on that boat anyway, so.
Yeah. I'm usually pretty late on that one too. Saline Dane saying he's got the gold Dow version. He never wears it.
Well, if the price is right, if it's like all complete, that'd be fine.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I guess we're going on about 25, 30 minutes. You about ready to call it a night, Jason?
Sure, no problem, man.
Because I know you got to be busy, probably editing.
Yeah,
So
I'll be back to editing.
I appreciate you for coming on, man. Thanks everybody for joining the chat, guys. We'll see you
No
guys.
problem, man.
I'll definitely see you guys Tuesday at 4 p.m. regular time. So we'll see you guys later. Later, Jason.
Thanks, everybody.